firstly, to start off with, he's been in crypto since 2018. He has a breadth of experience and knowledge across blockchain and crypto landscape. And this includes NFTs and gaming, Web3 applications, layer 0, 1, and 2 protocols, DApps, and a lot more. He's taught more than 10K plus students and professionals on this subject, and he would also love to do a lot more than that. Now, with an experience of working in cross-functional team environments, that's including engineering, product support, partnerships, and marketing, he's also spoken at 20 plus crypto conferences across the globe and even managed 500K plus USD worth of crypto portfolio for his buddies. So guys, I give you the brilliant founder of Moving, Aman Sanduja. Aman, can't thank you enough for coming on board today, and over to you for all you have to share with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I know it's on the short notice, and I'm actually traveling, and I'm in this time zone, which is 90 minutes ahead, and I have like few minutes to share about what is play to earn and why this gaming buzz is coming up. Just to give you my background, although you spoke about myself, so got into crypto journey way back in 2018. Before that, spent about 4 years working in different organizations, spent about 7 months working with Google as well. So 2018, I started building products in the area of identity and document. We built DocuSign on blockchain. We built something like DigiLocker on blockchain as well. And we were doing good, but our focus shifted from products to services. And that's where we realized that this is not the core competency which we wanted to build it in the organization. So dropped out of the idea and started working on coding school for India, which is on the lines of income share agreement, but then realized income share agreement has certain challenges with respect to labor laws. So we were trying to tap onto 1.5 million engineers, which graduate every year from engineering colleges, and about 80% of them are unemployable. That's a long story short, building Moving, and also working with some of the exciting DAO projects as well. Don't really have much of a exposure building play to earn games, but happy to share some of my knowledge operating in the space of play to earn and what is it going on. We'll keep it very short. My humble apologies. I have to rush, but whatever time I can just speak about, I will be happy to do that. So great. So do you have any specific questions beforehand, or I can start right away?
You can start off right away, Aman.
All right, great. So play to earn, the name in itself says a lot. So play to earn are the online games which let players earn rewards with the real world value by completing certain tasks. So imagine you are playing a PUBG, which is in the Web 2 space. You complete certain mission, but you don't really get anything. You just maybe like splitting the money on a Telegram or other group. So, but in this play to earn concept, you battle with other players and do some progressive gaming tasks through various gaming levels. And these rewards come in the form of gaming assets, which are usually the crypto tokens, could be NFTs as well. And also depends on the kind of a game. It could give you the skin of the character. It could give you the virtual land. It could give you various other things which are in and around NFTs or token. And due to the decentralized nature of these games, players can buy, transfer, and sell these gaming assets outside of the gaming virtual world in exchange of real money as well. So all these tokens which are there for play to earns are usually listed in the secondary market, from where you can trade and convert it into like a stable coin. And from there, you can transfer it to a bank account. Now, let's just try and understand what were the challenges with traditional games and why play to earn games are bringing the real value back to the players. So gaming has a long history, and we all have been playing like Mario, Mustafa, back in the days of before that, like Pac-Man and all these games. So players have to play a game and then spend a lot of time grinding and doing all these repetitive tasks. Like we used to do it in Road Rash, we used to do it in Midtown Madness. Now imagine the Midtown Madness concept can be actually replicated in Play to Earn, where you own these cars as NFTs and competing with someone. If you actually end up winning the race, and the price of the NFT can actually appreciate. So play to earns before traditional games. So players have to play a lot of game, use the repetitive task mechanism within the game to advance or unlock prizes. But in the end, players aren't allowed to transfer or sell these items because they were very much confined within the ecosystem of the traditional games. So what happens in those games is since players are not able to transfer these items or sell it in the secondary market, they are being held by the gaming companies who have the illicit power to shut off or make changes as and when their business go down, or maybe some market conditions. So what happens with play to earn, which is an interesting phenomena here, is it brings the value back to the players. And in this, they can reward by way of like gaming assets, could be like crypto tokens, virtual land, avatars, weapon, NFTs, so forth and so on, for completing tasks, for winning challenges, for battling with other players. And unlike traditional games, decentralized nature of play to earn games actually let players to buy and transfer in-game in-game assets outside of the gaming virtual land as well, which is what I was talking about, the secondary market. So play to earn games, some of the play to earn games which started with like CryptoKitties back in 2018, 19, which was developed by a studio called Draper Labs. And CryptoKitties was built on Ethereum. It's a Ethereum-based blockchain game which lets players purchase cats, where you can actually collect, breed, and sell virtual cats as well. Then we have seen the massive shift in the industry where Axie Infinity has actually unlocked a lot of a potential for players in Philippines to start earning the income by playing different games. So Axie Infinity was one of the most well-known play-to-earn games in the Web3 ecosystem. And Axie Infinity let players collect different cute creatures, which we call it Axies. And Axies breed with other Axies or battle against the other Axies to earn like a smooth love potions for like winning the reward or winning or what do you call, like winning the battle. Then we have seen some interesting disruptions with like play to earn ecosystem games, which were more virtual land oriented. So we have Decentraland, which is like a 3D world in which players can buy virtual land, build like a different infrastructure on top of it, and they can rent and sell it. So it's very difficult to buy a land maybe next to Amitabh Bachchan, but you can actually do it, a virtual land purchase in a decentralized next to one of the celebrities, and then you can rent it, sell it, do multiple things. And then you have like a DeFi element, which is another interesting element, which gives you to earn yield on top of your NFTs. So Aave Gochi is another interesting sort of a mechanism in the space where you buy the Gochis and then you can stake it, and then you're earning on top of yield on top of it through a DeFi mechanism. And then we have seen like the friends which have built DeFi kingdoms, which is a fictional medieval world. So what happens in this is you require players to farm NFTs, and its cryptocurrency is called Jewel. And it is essential game where decentralized exchange and liquidity pool are all at the same time is created and credited for driving the force behind the gamify ecosystem. One interesting one of my favorite, I'm just recalling the name, it's called Step-In, which is like a move to earn concept. So Step-In essentially was a way for people to earn, to be active in the ecosystem. So what happens is like to participate, players or the people used to buy a pair of sneakers, which are actually an NFT. And then every time you go on an actual run, jog, or walk using your Step-In mobile app, they track how far you've traveled, they track how much distance you have traveled, and then they reward you with tokens, which can be spent in the game or can be upgraded for cash out or money. So since Step-In has the token which is listed. So these are the interesting developments which we have seen. So play to earn games are actually the virtual economies built on top of the infrastructures like Ethereum, which actually allows players to start earning. And they have their own tokens which are built on specific cryptocurrency blockchain using like Solana, Ethereum, or layer 2 Polygon, which is provides you the faster settlement of the transaction with the cheaper fees. And the token economics is very much essential to look into it. Like you have to create a demand to actually balance out the supply. And the specifics of each game model and economy vary because they have the different gaming assets, whether you can actually fight against and win it, or you can actually own it, or you can sell an in-game NFT, or you can buy different NFTs using the marketplace. So each and every model has a different use case. It's very interesting to watch out this space, how it is evolving, and definitely has a long way to go. So like during the introduction, she was mentioning that India is like about 34, 36% of the play to earn gaming users. And India is very big on the gaming because we have seen with the MPL, Dream 11, and most of these ecosystems are actually evolving to step into a mechanism where they can start rewarding users with respect to tokens. Dream 11 is experimenting how we can have like a cricket play to one mechanism, or maybe like cricket metaverse. And there's another interesting game by one of my friend. He's building it's called Fan Craze, where they have actually partnered with ICC. So you own the ICC movements, and they're creating the gaming ecosystem where from those movements you can possibly get access to different stadium grounds. You can actually get an access to different gaming arenas and start playing different games together. So in some countries, play to earn games are enabling what you call living for the people by playing different video games. We have seen interesting use case in Philippines where a lot of people have made more than 10, 15, $20,000 by navigating and actually playing these different games at the early launch of the event. So just to put in a nutshell, play to earn games are the video games or the games which actually let the player receive the rewards with the real world value. And these rewards can be sold on the secondary market. While people may have an earning from like playing video games for many, many years through practices like gold farming or unofficial marketplaces. But what happens with this is like with the NFT introduction, it becomes very interesting and quite literally change the space of the gaming market. And NFTs, we all know these are like non-fungible token, which is like ERC 721 standard. And these are unique tokens that can be used to prove an ownership of content, such as the virtual land, such as the outfit, such as the skin, such as like various other things. Even outside of the gaming, you can have for images, music, patents, various other aspects. So the blockchain games enable users to take an ownership because the technology is built on a principle where it offers certain benefits, which is like it's transparent, it's immutable, it's decentralized, and it does not let anyone to change the transaction once it is executed. So unlike in regular games where games items are held by the companies which are more predominant in terms of the monopoly, we have seen with respect to Pokemon Go, we have seen with respect to some of the interesting games. Like I used to play a game called Unreal Tournament. Then we have Dota, which was very much popular in the university days. So, but what happens with this is like the gaming items are held by the companies or the data networks, which don't really let the users take advantage of their hard work, of their activities. So NFT enables the players to own these unique assets. And moreover, once you own the NFTs, you can freely sell outside the platform where it was created, something that's not possible with the regular games. That means the NFTs are actually representing the in-game items which can be traded. Now, these can be NFT or the tokens as well. And because those are NFTs, they are scarce in assets and they have a real world value. And the value appreciates as there is a more demand gets created because it's a very specific number. Just to give you another example, there is a DAO which is getting built. Apparently, you guys have had a session on DAO previously. So DAOs are nothing but an autonomous organization which is operating on a decentralized framework. So this DAO is actually buying the or actually partnering with different golf clubs. So if you have a membership card for these DAOs, you can actually go and access the different golf clubs across the world. And maybe potentially they end up buying a golf club, and then with respect to the earning, it goes as a dividend to the participants who have actually bought these NFTs as a membership card. So with the regular games, so just to like have a quick difference with the regular games, there's no incentive for players to play other than the pure enjoyment. And the relationship is one way, which is like you pay for the game or you actually buy certain assets. Unless you are a professional esport player or a streamer with a big following, you will never be able to monetize your playtime. But with the contrast of blockchain, it offers the players to earn opportunity in the real money. Imagine I am a great player in the play to earn ecosystem with respect to my on-chain transaction. Maybe I go to a platform called Twitch, and then I can prove that these are certain assets which I have actually won by spending some time. and the monetization value could be absolutely more than the people who are just getting started. So this is what the beauty of the blockchain technology. It actually enables the users to transact wherever they are. Players can transfer value and be paid to play irrespective of who they are and where they are in the world. Great. Any specific questions? Happy to answer. If I would wanted to speak about maybe a little bit about Axie Infinity, because it's one of the interesting games which has been started. So the biggest play to earn game is Axie Infinity. It's sort of like a Pokemon style monster battling, launched in 2018 by a studio which is based out of Vietnam. That's the place where I am actually right now. And the game sees players collecting different cartoon creatures, which are more cute in nature, it's called Axies, represent as NFTs, and each Axie has a unique strength and a weakness, similar to the different characters which we used to have it in Mustafa, Taken, or all these games which we used to play back in those days. And each Axie having like a unique strength and weakness, players can adventure and battle and breed their Axies as they play. And players actually earn a smooth love potion, which is a crypto token, as a reward for battling, while Axie Infinity tokens are used to vote on a decision regarding the game and its future development. So think of it like they have a DAO, which uses the Axie Infinity shard, and they give you the rewards using the smooth love potion. The biggest breakthrough happened when they touched the 2.8 million daily users, like a volume, and then a trading volume about 3.4, 3.5, if I'm just roughly remember, $1 billion. And Axie Infinity has predominantly opened up the gateway for people to earn by playing these games, and especially in Philippines and Indonesia, people were playing Axie to support their families. There were also an initiative which was run called Axie Scholarship that actually offered by the Yield Guild Games, which is like a guild which is built to give you the money to play games, and then if you start earning, they split the profit. So play to earn is definitely helping the crypto adoption. It has helped a lot of players get into the space because the user experience becomes very, very exciting. You don't really have to go to the complex jargons of understanding the infrastructure, layer one, layer two, DeFi, DAOs. You just have to play the games, and buying an asset becomes very, very easier. And uh, so the interesting insight again was most of the players who just started with Axie Infinity have never actually heard about crypto or anything before. So imagine like out of 2.5 million users, even if 1 million users Axie Infinity has brought into the crypto adoption, that's a significant number. However, the cost required to play the game before you start was like you have to buy an Axie in NFT, and each of those were costing, if I'm not wrong, about like a couple of $100. And they have definitely kept the price high, but it was sort of like a gatekeeping mechanism to only have players who are very serious about getting into the gaming ecosystem of Axie. So it was hard to begin, but over a period of time, it has definitely rewarded people to hold these Axies, breed it, play with different players, and then earn smooth love potions, and then have like Axie shards token for the governance. So other than some of the play to earn projects, which are also emerging with the DeFi element, which I was just talking about, Aave Gochi is one of the exciting thing, which is funded by the DeFi money market, which is like what do you call borrowing and lending happens through smart contract, which is Aave. And the mainstream gaming industry has also started looking at entering into various NFT-based play-to-earn mechanism. So one of the biggest studio, or one of the biggest giant in the gaming space, is Ubisoft. So Ubisoft has plans to come up with different NFT based play-to-earn games, and they're actually trying to build it on Tezos blockchain or exploring various other infrastructures. So this is an exciting thing about play to earn, that you keep actually the players at the center. I usually call that crypto allows you to be the CEO of your own bank. And these play to earn games actually allows you to be the one of the biggest what do you call core contributor to the success of the gaming ecosystem. So some gamers are already making a lot of money, and they're actually doing a lot of content exercise after they've made money as well. But very exciting to see this space growing. And I think there are different NFT based models which are coming up. We have already seen with Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is also planning to come up with play to earn game in their latest roadmap. Then we have like multiple. So I met somebody in Vietnam which used to run a gaming studio. They've built a couple of games which touched about $4 billion in market cap. So these are exciting. And then over a play to earn, then we have different models which start evolving, which is X to earn in multiple places. So you either collect land, you collect different resources, craft items, or it could be create to earn, participate to earn, help to earn, various other things which can actually be tracked on chain and can start rewarding you with respect to a native gaming token. Then just to share some more insight on it, which is then there are a lot of play to earn massively multiplayer online playing games which are evolving, which is called MMO RPG, which is the classic title such as RuneScape, Treeverse, which enables players to exchange in-game assets, which is NFTs, and will be rewarding them for playing. So multiple ecosystems are being evolved. There are also like scam games as well in the play to earn, which is only for the founders to make money using the tokens, but they're not actually having the real value. But the space is evolving, and the best part here is it can actually transition into a metaverse, because with metaverse we're actually developing a parallel world to the physical world which we actually see. And the play to earn gaming in the metaverse, you can actually have a shared virtual land with users interact as avatars, meeting places, working together, and of course playing games. So somebody is working in my close network, which is having they're trying to set up a projector based hardware which you can install in any office, in any home, and then your wall in front of you becomes like a virtual space, and you can be connected with anyone across the world. So you can call it as like an interoperable metaverse for your meetings, for your multiple things. And most of the companies have started looking at metaverse, an exciting opportunity for them to save cost and save on the carbon footprints as well. So most of the companies which used to do like a quarterly conferences have started looking at metaverse to do the conferences where they can save the cost. Of course, physical interactions are very, very important in terms of collaboration. You get like a essence of the conversation, but still, even if you can make arrangement happen in the hybrid world, that is not better. I mean, that is much better for like the organization to save cost, and also much better for the environment as well. So already metaverse platforms we have seen like Sandbox, Decentraland, Crypto Voxels, and some more, which are actually bringing NFTs into the shared virtual world. And we have seen like Facebook rebranding as the Meta, which is definitely an ambitious goal, having Mark Zuckerberg to lead that. And Adidas, Samsung, and other companies, are just a few, are actually coming on the metaverse world as well. So that's a quick conversation about play to earn. Basically, a mechanism to allow users to farm, collect cryptos and NFTs, which can be further sold in the market. And you as a user, the better you play, the better strategy you use, you can start earning these things. And however, these activities involve risk, as you typically need to put up an initial investment to purchase a character or NFT to play the game. But I think with high risk, there is a high reward, or maybe with a low risk, there is definitely a high reward. The more you get into the gaming ecosystem early, the better the opportunity becomes, because you've actually tried and captured most of the ecosystem characters before the audience start jumping in. So blockchain is the technology, opportunity is for the consumers. Space is bringing a lot of a crypto adoption with respect to gaming as one of the dopamine enablement exercise, releases oxytocin, and very exciting. So that's about on what do you call play to earn. Happy to answer any specific questions if you have, and I'm always there to answer the questions in the over an email as well, but happy to take specific questions if you have right now.
Sure. Thanks, Aman. This was quite holistic a coverage. Yeah, and I think we'll take our first question with Nikhil. Can we unmute Nikhil? Maybe he's got his hand raised.
Yeah, Nikhil, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Oh, okay. I hope you can hear me,
Yes,
right?
we can.
Oh, okay, got it. So my first question was you you already have experience with play to earn games. So what's your favorite tokenomics of the game that you saw previously? Uh, with related to tokenomics, this is the second question. These games don't pay you in like ETH or dot token. They pay you in their own token. So how sustainable are those earning mechanisms that are shown in the uh, tokenomics? So these are two questions, and third is unrelated to tokenomics, but third is like, will these games on Polkadot, or will they be on not Polkadot but like main chains layer ones, or will they be on layer twos like what Axie did? So these three are the questions.
Great. So I'll start with the easiest first, which is the last one. So most of these games require the larger transaction to be settled since these are decentralized in nature. So you need to build on a blockchain infra. Solana has picked up with respect to Play to Earn and also Polygon because of the faster transaction, the cheaper cost. Layer one building on, having a Play to Earn on layer one becomes cost intensive, and then you would have to bear the cost on the user. So most of the layer twos and also layer one, which are faster, not like Ethereum, which has a higher gas fees, have significantly seen the adoption. I don't know much about Polkadot in terms of the technological capability, but definitely it would be exciting to have because it's built by genius from Parity. So definitely more exciting opportunities ahead for Polka. Now, the second question and the first question are sort of an interlinked. They are offering their in-game token. Yes, they're not offering the already existing tokens. Why? Because how would they drive the economy of their own gaming ecosystem if they already have some other token that would still be dependent on something else? So the white paper has a token economics. The token economics, you have to always look into it. How much is a distribution with respect to the community members? Is it like an inflationary, deflationary supply? And then what is the kind of an unlocking which is happening for the founders? What is the kind of mechanism which is there for the DAOs as well? So you look at multiple factors and then you come to a conclusion that yes, this token economics can actually work in case there is a high demand and the supply can actually be matched with. Now, question comes to is why they're not listing the token. I've already tried my best to answer. They have to drive their own gaming economy and ecosystem, which is why the native utility token of the game, where you can have a more control in terms of making the mechanism to reward users, can become exciting. Whereas the other tokens, you might have a dependency in terms of anything happens on their protocol, then you also get affected. Which is why if you see with Ethereum getting moved from proof of work to proof of stake, the merge took some turbulence. If I would have been using, although my game would have been successful, but I still might have got affected as well. So which is why having your own gaming in-game token actually makes sense, because you can drive it. And then second is the founders also get an uphold of driving like various other gamification. And if the game succeeds, the founders makes a huge amount of money as well. Great.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for answering my questions. Yep.
Thanks, Nikhil. I think if it's not a problem, Aman, now we'll get in touch. We have a couple of questions even on chat. So maybe we can email them to you, or maybe we can get
I can take one more questions and then my apologies. I will take leave. I will drop my email to everyone. I am also, if I think you allows, can I drop my email, Harsha? And
Yes,
absolutely,
you can.
absolutely.
Or
I think you always need to take a permission from the moderators. It should not happen that I will be kicked out. So nevertheless, I am always available on the email. You can also reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. I am also planning to conduct some of the master classes, which I started doing few sessions. But happy to see if there could be a collaboration opportunity between us and Polkadot. Always excited to speak about this technology with you folks in confidence. Of course, this space is growing at the speed of light. I am also finding it difficult to stay updated, but definitely a very exciting journey. And I definitely see the market reaching to about $100 trillion in coming years, and NFTs and DAOs, and also possibly security tokens would be the huge component, and also the DeFi as well. So stay updated, stay foolish, stay hungry, and this is going to be an exciting space. It's very early to what we were experiencing back in the early days of internet. I will take one last question, and then happy to take the rest of them on the email.
Okay, we'll take just one. And Shivam Kumar, he was one of the first to ask, so we'll take yours first, Shivam. How easy is it to get started with blockchain gaming? For a noob.
Blockchain gaming?
Yeah.
So I think first I would tell you to become a participant. So before you actually want to start a school, go and study in a school. So same goes for every other business. Like if you want to become a restaurant, try and become like a chef before, so that you understand the taste of the people who come and visit your restaurant. So to begin with, start with some of the play to earn games, which does not really have the NFTs appreciated in price value. Right now the market is down. You can even start with $50, $70, $80, $100 or lesser. So start, get into the ecosystem, play, buy those characters, play, start earning rewards. Like you could actually do step in, and I actually love it. So step in, I mean, you would find it funny, and I happen to introduce step in to a lot of my people who come to my house for various other services. Like I have my security guard installed step in, so wherever he runs, wherever he jogs, he makes money. I have like somebody who stays nearby but have a very much high intensive walking job, so I made him install that as well. Although I made them I actually bought the sneakers on their behalf, but I am making them influenced in terms also that they get stick to the ecosystem and they can start participating. So yeah, I mean, it's very easy to start. Be a participant first, understand the economics beyond their Discord servers, be more active, understand what they're doing, read, compare with other gaming ecosystem and play to earn ecosystem. Or you can even start and be a part of the guilds as well. So guilds actually give you money to play games, and then if you want, they share a revenue with you. So it's super easy. I mean, there's nothing, no degree required. Even if you're 13, 14-year-old, you can even get it started. So yeah, very excited to share my thoughts with you. Thank you so much for having me. All of you are building, and of course we'll be building the unicorns from India and some of the great disruptive technologies on blockchain. Just keep it in mind that never sell any financial advice to the people. Of course, the market sentiments are very, very weak, but always have the value over the price, and try and educate 5 people in your network. I always say that, like your parents, your partner. If you don't have a partner, you can educate somebody else's partner, and then maybe like your nephew, cousins, or the community, and your neighbors, and your teacher or mentor. So if you do these 5 people educated about blockchain and crypto and Web3 space in terms of the value proposition, they would go and do it in their network. And I think possibly in next 10 years, maybe we'll have 1 billion users from Southeast Asia, and India being one of the leading frontier. Thank you so much for having me. All the best, and hopefully we'll do another session in confidence with the more time.
Absolutely. Aman, thank you so much for joining in for the last minute. It was pleasure having you. I think it was a great value addition. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely want to have you in the next upcoming session. I'll keep you posted. I've sent you the request on LinkedIn also. Where it'll be.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Aman. We'll stay in touch.